A research project finds tick-borne illnesses are on the rise on Cape Cod. Fees for mooring waitlist applications and mooring permits may soon be higher, and a new nonprofit is making waves. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Thursday, August 29th, 2013. I'm Sarah Mannel. A research project looking for ways to reduce the number of ticks on the Cape and Islands is uncovering some troubling statistics. Entomologist Larry Dapsis updated the Agricultural Committee at its meeting this week.
And one of the things we're seeing is we see Lyme everywhere, and I think pretty much everybody would assume that you're going to find Lyme-infected ticks anywhere you go. And we find basically Lyme-infected ticks at 14 out of our 14 sites, and at levels that we expect. You know, the nymph stage ticks that are out during the summer that are responsible for about 85% of all cases of Lyme disease. We find infection rates of about 20 to 25%, some places higher, some places lower, but that's about what we expect. Now, these other creatures that cause these other two diseases, with the headline on things like babesiosis is that's a disease that's on the increase in the state. And it's kind of like malaria, okay? You can be hospitalized and actually it can be directly fatal. And one of the things that we've taken note of is that in Massachusetts, over half the cases of babesiosis occur on the Cape and the Islands. And when we look at tick infection rates, we're seeing an alarming trend. 3 years ago, we found babesia-infected ticks at 5 out of our 14 sites. 2 years ago, we found it at 10 out of our 14 sites. And last year, we found it at 13 out of 14 sites. And we're seeing rates of infection on par with Lyme, 20% or more and stuff. So data like that we've presented to the Cape and Island doctors. We've had physicians forums the last 2 years where we invite all the doctors from the Cape and the Islands to come hear the latest on what's going on. And we presented these infection rate data on like babesia and anaplasma, and they were actually blown away by the range that these things are covering in terms of, you know, getting out there. So when a person walks into a doctor's office after a tick bite and they're not feeling good, the doctors need to consider there could be other things going on. So that was kind of the big news on that research front. So we have the ticks from this summer that are currently being analyzed, and so we intend to publish that collaboratively with UMass. So it's been a real eye.
Dapsis says researchers also found that 9% of ticks carrying Lyme disease were also carrying a second tick-borne illness, like babesiosis. Dapsis recommends treating clothing with a permethrin-based insecticide before outdoor activities. The Waterways Committee voted 3-1 in favor of several fee increases at its meeting this week. Included in the proposal was an increase of $25 for individual mooring permits, $25 for commercial mooring permits, and a new fee for transferring a mooring. The proposal now goes to the town manager for final approval. A new local nonprofit is helping get more Cape Codders out on the water. Sail Cape Cod is wrapping up its first season in operation. Channel 18's Sarah Colvin recently chatted with Program Director Bryony Scudder about the program.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sarah Colvin, and I'm here with Bryony Scudder, the Program Director for Sail Cape Cod. We're down at the docks near the Gary Brown Boat Ramp here in Hyannis, and we're going to learn a little bit about Sail Cape Cod. So what can you tell me about Sail Cape Cod?
Sail Cape Cod is a new nonprofit organization focusing on community sailing. This year is our first year out on the water, and we're focusing a lot on outreach programs as well as doing some adult and family learn to sail lessons. We've been really lucky to have community support with other organizations, including Capabilities, Arc of Cape Cod, Community Connections, and we've been taking groups of individuals out from those organizations to give them some experience and time on the water.
Great. And Sail Cape Cod does have a focus on accessible sailing, correct?
We do. That's really a big thing that we're focusing on this summer, is getting people out on the water who wouldn't normally have access, whether or not for financial reasons or because of disabilities, physical and mental disabilities, and just sort of seeing if they're getting that same love of the water that we have, that Absolutely. The board and I also have.
Absolutely. So how does the program work? Obviously, this is the first year you're out on the water. It's all brand new. How long have you been operating?
We started in June, and we run 2 days a week. So we run on Saturdays and Mondays. First thing in the morning, we have our outreach groups where we take out a group of individuals. Usually we try to do 2 trips a day, one at 9 o'clock, one at 10:30. And then in the afternoons, we do our family learn to sail and adult lessons.
Great. And so how do people get involved? If someone perhaps wants to take sailing lessons with Sail Cape Cod, wants to be a part of it, how do you apply, I guess, or how do you get involved?
We have a email address. It's info@sailcapecod.org. And we had a couple of press releases in the newspaper, and immediately our applications started coming in, and we actually had a wait list this year for our lessons.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it really is. We're hoping next year we'll be able to operate a little bit more programming so that we'll have more people out on the water.
Exactly. So how do they learn how to sail on their own? Do they learn how to work in a team? How does it work?
For our lessons, our goal is to get people comfortable enough to sort of have an idea of what sailing is. They may not necessarily know the exact point of sail that they're sailing on, but we want them to get the idea that, as they're getting closer to the wind, their sail needs to come in, and the basic concepts of sailing, and to get comfortable. We have a lot of families, which is nice too, because it kind of creates a family bonding experience. And with our outreach, we're just sort of giving them some time on the tiller, the helm, and introducing them to the idea of sailing, the feel of sailing, all of the stuff going on with that.
Great. And sailing really is a wonderful part of life. If you are a sailor, if you have done it, I mean, it's so much more than just being out on the water, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's really a peaceful, calming feeling. We've had individuals that we go out, we motor out into the bay, and as soon as we turn that motor off, they just get these big smiles on their faces and, say, oh, it's so relaxing. And it really does create that peaceful sense of relaxation and calming.
Absolutely.
That we were hoping for. And we just broke our 100-person mark of getting over 100 people on the water this summer.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So that's been...
And that's just since June, so...
Yeah, and we've had to cancel a couple days because of weather too, so we're really happy about that with the amount of people we've been able to get on the water.
Exactly.
We hope next year we can get even more.
So how long does your season run? Do you run through September, maybe into October, or do you come in before the weather starts to get really cold?
Officially, we're probably going to end around Labor Day. We'll keep our boats in the water and hopefully get some more people out in September. September always becomes a little sketchy with hurricanes and things like that.
It does.
It can put a damper on the season very quickly. But our goal is to go right through Labor Day and then as much as we can in the fall season as well.
So what kind of boats are people sailing? I know off camera we're looking at an O'Day right here, a pretty small sailboat, and there's one behind us as well. Do you just have these 2 boats? Are there other boats in the fleet?
We do have, these are our Sail Cape Cod boats. We've been running on some volunteer boats, so we've been able to use a couple J22s, which are bigger boats, designed more for racing, but also great teaching boats. We've also been able to use, we've had volunteers in bigger O'Days, 23-foot O'Days, which are perfect for the outreach. Compile a bunch of people on there, give them a chance to steer. So we're sort of running with a wide array of boats. We use volunteer power boats and safety boats, but these are our official Sail Cape Cod boats.
Wonderful. And so again, just started this year and have been getting some wonderful feedback from the people participating. Can you tell me a little bit more about what people have been saying that have gone through the program?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just been really... we have groups that, I'll get emails later on in the week, a couple days after they leave, with the program director telling me, oh, so-and-so won't stop talking about their sail. Thank you so much. It's really been wonderful for this person to have this experience. And they've really, just keep talking about it and talking about it. And there's so much to see out on the water. There's the ferries, there's, the little pirate ship that goes out. There's so much excitement out in the bay that it really creates such a lifetime experience.
And you don't always get to see that.
No, absolutely.
It's a totally different way of looking at our town.
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes it interesting.
Absolutely.
Having a different group of people every week and every outreach program. So
fantastic. So is there anything else about Sail Cape Cod that you think people should be aware of?
Just that we're out here and we're doing the best we can. We work a lot on volunteers, so if anyone wants to get involved, let me know. It's a great program. We're really excited about how well it's gone this year.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for
letting
us come down and talk to you. Bryony Scudder is the program director for Sail Cape Cod. I'm Sarah.
For more information about Sail Cape Cod, visit sailcapecod.org. With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannell.